in opinion to start. So let's start. So I think yesterday we have seen the journey of section 22 to section 30, which deals about the registration under GST, and we were referring to CGST Act, whereby section 22 talks about person liable for registration. What are the liability, when their limits, what limits making them liable to register themselves under GST. Okay. So as that is purely depends upon their aggregate turnover. Most of the state it is 40 lakhs and special category state it is 20 lakhs. Those special category states are, there are 9 special category state. Which are those special category state? Can anyone give me the answer for that? Six of 7 sisters of northeast states, excluding Assam, 1 Sikkim, 1 Uttarakhand, and 1 is Puducherry. So this was the things which we were referring along with section 22, the new limit. Okay, which talks about here the limit is 20 lakhs. For rest of the states in India, the limit is 40 lakhs. So once you are crossing that limit, you will be liable to register yourself under GST and as per CGST Act. Section 23 talks about non-registering. If you don't want to register, those provisions are there under section 23, but that is not as a part of our syllabus, because our syllabus talks about the registration aspect, not the non-registration aspect. That's why here I have not considered that section 23 for your reference. Section 24, compulsory registration, of course, based on section 22. Once you are crossing the limit, you need to compulsorily register, or you can go for composition scheme, which has been explained to you under section 10 of CGST Act, provided you are fulfilling the criteria which is required for them. Then section 25 talks about procedure for registration. Separate registration is required if there are different types of business. For us, voluntary registration can also be acceptable. If suppose someone wants to take their voluntary registration, even though they don't want and they are not doing their business, they are not covered under bracket of 40 lakhs or 20 lakhs, still they can avail their GST number. Separate registration for distinct persons. Suppose there are 2 different identities, suppose an individual or a company, or there are 2 different sister concern, or the company has their other joint ventures. For every business, they need to have separate registration form. So I told you there are different divisions of Thakur Trust. One is dealing with education, other is dealing with infrastructure. So education will have different GST number, infrastructure will have different GST number. That is explained under section 25, subsection 4 of CGST Act. Section 26 is talking about issue of UID number. Separate UID number is mandatory for any kind of GST transactions, which talks about unique identification number. Then we have registration of casual or non-resident taxable person. If suppose some NRI wants to do their registration, those provisions are explained under section 27 of CGST Act. Section 28 talks about registration amendment. If suppose you want to change your product, if you want to change anything, whatever you have mentioned while doing the registration of GST, and if those changes you want to make, any amendment you want to make, that is covered under section 28 of CGST Act. Section 29 talks about cancellation of registration. If some day, some month or some year, I don't want to continue with the business, I can very much cancel my GST registration. And 30 talks about revocation of those cancelled, GSTN which we have done earlier. So again, if suppose after 1 or 2 years or after 4 years, I want to restart or recontinue with the same or revoke the same businesses, then also it is feasible and possible. This is how all sections went. Basically here, there could be some objective questions, but the theoretical question based on limit, whether the limit has been crossed, and if yes, then whether they will be liable or not. So now directly take the questions based on that. So let us deal with question number 1. Mr. J has been involved supplying taxable material in Jammu and Kashmir since July 2017. His turnover in the month of November 2020 exceeding the limit of 40 lakhs. Mr. J is required to register under GST law. What will be your answer? Thank you, Santosh, for your answer. What about others? What about remaining students? You can read this question. I am dealing with example 2. So by and large, now we have already, almost completed the syllabus. So now if at all you have any doubts or anything related to section 1 to section 30 of CGST or section 10, 11, 12 and 13 of IGST, feel free to contact me. Once again, I'm reading the question for you all to get the answer from majority of you. Mr. J has been involved in supplying taxable material in Jammu and Kashmir since 1st July 2017. His turnover in the month of November 2020 exceeded the limit of 40 lakhs. Mr. J is required to register under GST law. Yes or no? I got the answer only from one student, that is Santosh. What about remaining student? Payal also got me the answer. What about others? Jamin also got me the answer. Yes, you all are right. Again, we will be going to refer the section 22 and 24, where the limit is crossing, and according to that, person will be liable to register. For J&K, the limit is 40 lakhs. Okay. Here in my question, he is exceeding the limit of 40 lakhs. Then he will be liable. So Mr. J will be liable to pay tax. Take down the answer. Completed. Should we go for next question? I think next question is there. Thank you, Payal. What about remaining student? Okay, thank you. Go to next question. Mr. C of Calicut is trading his own goods and also acting as an agent of Mr. B of Bengaluru. Mr. C's turnover for the financial year 1920 is 32 lakhs in his own account and 9 lakhs on behalf of principal where he is acting as an agent. Whether Mr. C is liable to register compulsory under GST law or not. Thank you for your answers. See, when we talk about total and turnover, it includes everything, anything and everything. Okay. And that is why he will be liable to register. Thank you, Payal, for the right answer. These are both answers for you all. Both the question, these are the answer. Can we proceed for the next question? Dear student, thank you, Santosh. Thank you, Payal. Let's move for the next question. Go for question number 4. Go to question number 4 and give me your answer. Everything will be included, huh? Please. Let's see. Just now I have advised you. You kindly include everything. So even though it is 18 lakhs, other, plastic bag things are. Sorry, don't make it 18. Yes, then you all were right. If it is 38 lakhs, then only. $38 lakhs and 2,50,000. Okay. So in semester 5th, we have seen there is a different provision for farmer. Section 10(1) used to protect. Yes. From question number 5 and all, your funda will clear. Don't worry. So question number 5, Mr. X is dealing with intrastate supply of goods and services. So if it is intrastate, of course, composition scheme will not be applicable to them. Has place of business in India, furnish the following information for the financial year 2021. Sale of taxable goods by head office located in Chennai. Supply of taxable services by branch at Bengaluru, 50,000. Supply of goods exempted from GST, 10,000. Exports of goods and services, 2 lakh. Sale of goods acting as an agent on behalf of principal, 15 lakhs. So now tell me whether Mr. X will be liable to register himself or not. Thank you, Payal, for your immediate response. Thank you, Santosh. Yes, by any ways and means. See, now Chennai, Bengaluru, this is all where the limit is 40 lakhs. Okay, HO is in Chennai, that is Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu is other than these 9 states where 40 lakhs limit is there. Just check how much it is total. 15 plus 2, 17, 18 lakhs 60,000. So as he is not crossing the limit of 40 lakhs, he will not be liable to pay, or he will not be liable to register. If he is not liable to register, he will not pay the GST to the government. Kindly take down the answer. Once it is done, please let me know, then we'll proceed to the next question. Thank you, Payal. So you have seen how the limit is crossing to 40 and we are making them liable to register if the limit is not crossing to 40 lakhs for a particular financial year. We are not making them liable to pay to register themselves. Of course, when they will not be registering themselves under GST, they will not be liable to make the payment of tax even. What about other student other than Payal? Have they completed this answer? Thank you, Santosh. Now let us go to next question. Let us check how much you have understood. Question number 6. Kindly do it with your own question number 6. The previous question was biggest hint for you all. Still only 3 students got me the answer. Why? What about remaining student? Please do the practice of this kind of question. Definitely there will be, a question based on registration. If they are exceeding the limit of turnover, since then they will be liable to register themselves under the GST. If they are liable to register, of course, since then they'll be liable to pay GST, also tax also. So now we are getting it is 48,60,000, which is beyond 40 lakhs. And see, they include everything when it comes to taxability. Whatever, that is why it is total turnover. May it be sales by HO, may it be supply to branch, may it be supply of exempted good, may it be export of goods or services, may it be selling as an agent on behalf of principal, anything and everything what you do, you add all those things, get the total, check whether the limit is crossing of 40 lakhs or not. Once it is crossing the limit of 40 lakhs, then since then you will be liable to register yourself. So today we will be discussing till here only. How many lectures are left? But one or two lectures, your portion will be over, and then thereafter, if you have any doubts, feel free to ask me any question. Have you completed this?